This is Sway.
Sway.
In the morning. Shake that fire.
Wake your fuck ass up.
You all may know I'm a TV and movie buff, and I'm the type of guy to watch a lot of movies over and over. Mm-hmm. And, man, coincidentally, not because of the guest I'm about to introduce, I was literally just yesterday watching King Kong.
I don't mean to continue.
I swear to you. And it dawned on me that today's guest, who was actually in that movie, was going to be here. That's not why I was watching the movie. I've seen King Kong maybe about 5 times already.
And we should preface that this was the most recent remake.
The most recent.
Not the original.
Not the original.
Not the other remake.
Not the, yeah.
There's a third, the Peter Jackson.
The Peter Jackson, the last one, right? That was the last one.
That was the last one.
Okay.
To my knowledge.
And I actually, right here, pass that down.
Oh,
you brought that version.
You brought in the little
version
case thing.
to get our next guest to sign it. A Northern California guy just like me.
Yes.
Done excellent work, which can be really hard to do when you come from a family of such big stars.
People that do excellent work.
And that do excellent work. The one and only Colin Hanks is here.
Hello. It's a pleasure to be here.
Man, good to have you, bro.
It's nice to see you again.
Good to see you as well, man. And this is our first time here, right?
Yeah. I mean,
and
our paths have crossed on all of your other jobs.
Yeah, MTV and all.
Are those the day jobs, or is this the day job? I don't know.
You know, Colin.
Multi-talented.
Break it down, Sway. Break it down.
Multifaceted.
Well, these jobs is not where I make the bulk of my livelihood. Because my passion is my true currency. You know, the monetary value of these jobs help pay the bills, but my real job is I'm an angler. I fish.
Ah, there you go.
Yeah.
Wow.
So man, that's what I do, man. And
okay.
I don't make no money at fishing, but the wealth comes from the enjoyment of
there
fishing.
You go.
That's so, and these things I have to do because of these little, nagging problems like mortgage.
But I have a feeling that if I tuned in to ESPN 24 at like 3 a.m, you would probably be hosting the angler fishing show.
He's trying. Do you know somebody over there? Because he's trying.
Somebody?
I do. I may be able to help you out.
Colin, could you hook me up?
I may be able to help you out. Yeah, I directed a little mini documentary for the guys over at ESPN. So I'll give them a little something.
Well, which one?
I did this one called The Anti-Mascot that was about a mascot that the San Francisco Giants had in 1984 for 1 year. And it was a mascot that was designed to be disliked. And it only lasted 1 year.
1 year, so it worked.
Yeah, it worked.
Yeah.
It worked. Yeah.
Okay,
so I'll hit you up.
Let's talk now. I'm dead ass serious, man.
Right.
Listen, man, I've already did the research. I got guys who want to come fishing with me.
They're tired of hearing about it. Every morning is man, I just want to go fishing right now.
Yeah, man, that's really what it is. Colin Hanks is here, man. Good to have you here. Good
to be
We're
here.
talking about Life in Pieces, which is premiering this Monday. It's a sitcom.
So technically it's a 30-minute comedy that's going to be on CBS starting on Monday, but it's not like a sitcom like a taped in front of a studio audience sitcom.
Okay.
It's what they call a single camera comedy that is about an extended family, a multi-generational family, and each week are 4 short stories, 4 little short films that follow different family members within the family, and all the different characters interact with each other, and it's this kind of new way to be able to tell a story about a multi-generational family, and so there's a little bit of something for everyone. Normally, like if you look at a show like Modern Family or some of these other shows, there'll be 3 or 4 stories, but all the storylines will intersect. But some of those storylines are only going to have like 3-4 minutes, but they're told over 22. We just tell them back to back to back to back.
And they don't necessarily they don't intersect at all, or
sometimes they do.
Yeah.
Sometimes they do. Yeah. It's just a different way of telling a story. When you think about all of the little family stories that you guys tell over any meal, whatever. They're kind of great self-contained stories, and so what we do is we just tell those. And I play a guy. He's the youngest of 3 adult siblings, but he's just had his first his baby with his wife, and so all of our stories tend to sort of revolve around that sort of stuff. But then my character has 2 other siblings that are in different stages of adulthood, and then there are parents, and so it's basically just this new way of being able to tell, a funny family story.
But you said single camera.
Yes.
So there's just really literally one single camera, one single.
Well, the term I'm dropping some show business
jargon right there.
This is the show business term. So normally, a sitcom, the way I like to think of it, is a sitcom is taped in front of a studio audience where you act everything out like a play, and there are a bunch of cameras that film it. Normally, when you have a show like, say, A Modern Family or a Brooklyn Nine-Nine or any of these kinds of shows, those are called single cameras. And ostensibly, it's because it's just one camera at a time, and you sort of shoot that side, and then you shoot this other side, and we shoot this other side. But we actually do shoot multi-camera. We just show it, present it as it's a single camera. So we just film it a little bit differently than most single cameras. Yeah, and if any of you need me to wake you up from this, I'm more than
Colin
happy
Hanks
to
is
do
here,
it.
man. I just no.
Got a
You know
little
what?
inside there.
Listen, man, radio is so fluff. Sometimes we don't learn anything. So it's important, I think, when people see what goes behind the work, they understand that you're not just saying a few lines and getting money.
We've learned about your fishing passion
bong.
and single camera.
Bong, okay.
So that's 2 things.
That's 2 things.
There. Some would call that a twofer.
That's a twofer right there, right? Not to be confused with a threefer.
Totally different.
All right, maybe we'll get a threefer out of DB.
Well, I can think of a 3 for right now. I'm already a fan of the show because, 1, Diane Weiss stars in it, who was the mother in Lost Boys, one of my favorite movies.
Yes.
James Brolin, father of Josh Brolin, who was in The Goonies, another one of my favorite movies. And Colin, who was the son of my favorite actor of all time, Tom Hanks. So, with that said, that's 3 good things about the show.
Boom.
And I saw that they're going to be switching the time slot after football season ends.
Yeah.
Did they think that all is going to mess with like the fans who, once they start getting into the show, are they going to be like, shit, I can't watch it because it interferes with another show? Or...
Nah, I hope not. I don't know. I mean, they've been really, really supportive of the show. I mean, they're putting us up after Big Bang Theory, which is the most watched television show on the planet Earth right now. So
we just had
Kunal
Nair, who plays Raj on the show, and we asked him who would he like to star in a movie with, and who would one of the people he said.
Your father, Tom Hanks.
Of course.
And he broke down the multi-camera thing for us. See? Remember, Sway?
We're on the fourfer now. We're on the fourfer.
Four for
all right.
We're 4 for 4.
Okay. All right.
Take that.
Okay. I want to come back. You also worked on a really interesting documentary that I take personally. I'm glad you did this, and I want to talk about it. It's dealing with Tower Records, and we want to add some. I want to find out more about this doc.
Yeah.
All right. Colin Hanks is here. 888-742-3345. Let's take him to the West Coast, Northern California.
There you go.
Mac Dre. Oh, you like that, Colin?
I like that.
You know about Mac Dre and the Fizz movement.
I like that.
And that was the beginning of Tower Records.
Wow, Tower Records. It's a documentary, All Things Must Pass. Colin Hanks is our guest right now. You can find him in Life in Pieces, premiering this Monday on CBS. Son of Tom Hanks, your father went to Skyline High in Oakland?
Yeah, Oakland
man.
boy.
Yeah, I went to Oakland High. Anyway,
I'll leave that between the two of you.
Yeah, man. We haven't spoken because of that. You realize this? Your dad and I have never had a conversation because he went to Skyline, I went to Oakland High.
Old beefs last a long time.
Last time we see each other, and it's like he doesn't even know me. That's how he acts.
I know. It's unfair. It's unfair.
He smiles though. He smiles. Tower Records. To put in, Tower Records was a famous record store chain that when I came to know Tower Records, I used to work for a company called The Music People in Oakland, California. They were a one-stop distribution chain, and I learned about the music business, distribution, marketing, promotions, what happens when you, how to manufacture records, cassettes, CDs, package, all of those things, price points, all that stuff through that. Tower Records was very instrumental in the evolution of hip-hop music as a whole, because it was one of the rare platforms that would actually carry independent artists on consignment deals.
Yep.
So if you were a rapper, like your brother raps, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So if he was going independent and couldn't really, back then you couldn't just get in the main chains like Leopold's or Tower Records or Walmart's of today.
No.
Tower opened their doors to independent artists, alternative rock, hip hop, so on and so forth, for artists to become entrepreneurs because they didn't have access to all the big distribution chains like Warner Brothers or whatever. You bring your records in there, you bring your cassettes in there, you set on the price point, you come back after 30 days, see what you sold. They'll pay you back a little bit off of what you sold to make sure those returns then come back. Mm-hmm. You bring them more product, and it's so on and so forth, and it just kept growing and growing and growing it. And allowed people, when you watch movies like Straight Outta Compton with the story of Eazy-E, or you watch people like Cash Money Records or early, Rockefeller Records or whoever, it allowed people like us to put get a foot into the music business.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then it went away.
Yeah, and then it went away. I mean, it was funny that you mentioned Straight Outta Compton. I haven't seen it yet. I really want to see it. I was with two kids and like juggling all this stuff. I haven't had the time, but I was excited to hear that there was a shot of a Tower Records in Straight Outta Compton, which is great because I've been like a hunter of anything related to Tower paraphernalia for like 7 years. But Tower was, and it's hard because there are a lot of, there are 20-year-olds now who've never heard Tower Records, never, really go into record stores anymore. But it was an incredibly unique place to work, and it was an incredible store to go into. Even if you didn't have any money, you could still hang out and browse through the aisles, and it was a social place. It was a place that you could meet. It was like a cafe. It was like it was a hangout, essentially what it was. And to touch on the stuff that you're talking about, the thing that made Tower really unique, there were a lot of Tower stores. There were over 200 by the time the stores closed, but every single one every single location was run from the bottom up. It wasn't the people at the very top saying, here's what you need to stack, here's what you need to do, here's what everything needs to look like. It was always run by the people that ran the stores. And so whatever people were listening to in whatever town it was, that's what was served.
Yeah.
That was what was done. And so when you look at the evolution of the music industry and you look at the evolution of music retail, once hip hop and rap music started to expand and started to grow and started to become popular, it was the fans that really made it what it was. And those fans worked at Tower Records and they wanted to be able to get the good music out. They wanted to be able to, tell people about new artists. So, oh, you like that? How about this? You got to hear this record. And that was like one of the tenets of Tower Records. Yeah. Tower was very, very big on making sure that the buyers who worked at the stores, the clerks, they all knew what was out there. They all knew a great deal about music. And if you came in and you wanted, one CD or one record, whatever era it was in, if they saw one thing that you bought, they said, oh, well, have you heard of this?
Yeah.
Have you heard about that? Oh, here, follow me. Let me show you. And because Tower had such a huge inventory, their catalogs were so deep. It wasn't like just going and, where's the Miles Davis section and there's only one Miles Davis record and it's like 20 copies. It's like, no, it's as many Miles Davis records as we can fit in this section.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And there was so much unique stuff about Tower. The people that started off as clerks, they ended up working their way up. You had people that worked at one company for, 20, 30, 40 years.
Yeah.
And then they got to fire each other once it disappears. So, look,
what made you
I could
do
talk
it?
forever.
What made you do this doc?
So growing up in Sacramento, not a lot of stuff comes from Sacramento.
Yeah.
Most of it's from Oakland. Most of it's from San Francisco. There's not really a whole lot. It's a capital city. It's a lot of people are just go there, work at the capital and leave. But Sacramento was where I grew up. It was where I spent all my time. I didn't have much of a sweet tooth, so I would always go to record stores, buy music. My godmother had worked at a Tower Records, and I was just always told, Tower Records, it's from Sacramento. And when the stores were closing in 2006, I was talking with a family friend of mine who was living in New York at the time, and she had walked by the old Tower Records.
In Times Square.
Not Times Square. They never had Times Square. Lincoln Center.
Lincoln Center, okay.
It was Lincoln Center, and then Broadway and 4th was the first one.
Where you started to film, Sway? That's what Tower Records were.
Oh,
when
we
you
did off the
big-
bat. Yeah, I remember that. Okay, yeah. Okay.
So she walked by the store, and we were just commenting on what a bummer it was that they had announced their bankruptcy and they were going to be closing their doors. And we were just talked about it very, very briefly. And then at the end, she goes, "Yeah, I can't believe it all started in that little drugstore." And I didn't know anything about the history of Tower. I just knew that it was a great record store that I loved to go to. And I found out that Russ Solomon, the guy who founded it, he started selling used 78s from his father's jukebox that was in his father's drugstore.
Wow.
Do you realize that maybe 3 people listening know what a 78 is?
Well, I know. I know. I mean, they don't even put that speed on turntables anymore.
Exactly.
I got to find a turntable that plays 78s.
Yeah. Like you got 45.
There was
Right, I know
before
that.
singles. Yeah.
Before singles.
Yeah, I mean, they were hard. They were
Like
hard.
lacquer.
Yeah, they're hard lacquer.
Yeah.
And so I remember saying, I mean, clear as day, I said, that's a documentary. I mean, if that guy starts selling records in 1941 at the sort of dawn of the music retail industry, and he ends up closing 200 stores around the world, there's got to be some story there.
Yeah.
And I met Russ, and he's a classic music industry guy. He's got a million stories. He can drink you under the table. He's funny. He's sharp. I'm going to his 90th birthday tomorrow.
Wow.
I'm flying to Sacramento tonight so I can go to his 90th birthday. But he's just such a smart, funny guy. And he was very adamant. He said, I think you guys are crazy. I don't think you're going to make any money. But what you really should do is interview all of these people. And the more I learned about Tower, there was all the fascinating history stuff, but I realized it's really this place that the family was made. It was a misfit group of people that came together and got to work in the music industry, and they worked together like a family for 40 years, and then they all had to fire each other.
They had to fire each other after they made millions of dollars.
Yeah.
Okay. They'll be all right. How can people see this?
It's going to be out in theaters on October 16th. It starts in LA and New York, but then it'll expand out and it'll get out there.
Okay. Colin Hanks is here, man. We just really want to have you here just to bond with you, man.
Well,
we
I
know you got
appreciate it.
things to promote, but we want you to always feel home when you come here.
Oh, I
All
do.
right. And DB, probably one of your biggest fans who expressed his nerdism earlier.
That's cool.
Okay, that's cool, man. You all
I
over
dropped
this.
some as soon as I came in.
Ooh.
Yeah, Heather, what do you say?
Say it.
Larry Johnson. Sorry, I had to.
He was like, I know you. You was stalking Larry Johnson from Real World. I told you don't say it in front of Sway. Sway doesn't know a lot about me, Colin. I try to keep my personal. You know how you try to keep work and personal stuff separate?
I know.
Get out of here.
I'm
Heather.
dropping stuff from what, 91?
92.
92.
Yeah, and I was on my hood shit
You
too.
was-
I was like Larry Johnson.
Hey, listen, I'll get another one right now. Could you get the phone?
Oh!
That's a real quote,
Oh, Real World.
Hey, Colin, man.
Quotables.
We cool, Colin.
Yo, Colin Hanks.
That's it. I
That's
won't
it.
say anymore. Part of TV history. You know that, right? You know that.
I'm cool, Colin.
Talk
That's enough.
that
That's
shit,
enough.
Colin. Tell her. Talk
That's
your
en-
shit, Colin.
That's
Tell
enough.
her.
That's enough.
Part
No,
of
no, no.
TV history.
Don't
Have
Part
to
of
say
be.
TV history. Part of TV history.
Thank you, Colin, for blowing me up. Sway ain't know about my little. I had an early combine back then. I have a bigger one now, but he was part of my little
Could
stock
Colin,
and
could
cattle.
Colin be in your combine?
He
I know he's married, but still.
No.
But we could be. You live where?
Los Angeles.
Yeah, a little West Coast shorty.
Can that
Tally,
be-
actually, a West
West
Coast
Coast
Tally.
Tally. All right,
I'll
let's-
take that nickname. I'll definitely
West
take
Coast,
that.
yeah, West Coast
Totally.
Tally.
I got
All right,
it.
DB, what we gonna play?
We're gonna do knowledge yourself like father, like son.
All right. Colin Hanks is here, man. We had your mom here too, right?
Yeah. Ooh.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
How is your mom?
She's fine. Cancer free.
Cancer free?
Cancer free.
wow.
She
Okay.
beat it. She beat it.
Beautiful woman.
beat it.
Came up here and we just marveled at her stories and her energy.
Talked about music too.
Talked
Yeah,
about
she's
music.
big. Yeah, she's
Big
got
music
those
person.
records. She's good.
She was talking about your brother's music too at
Yeah?
the time. Yeah, you a fan of your brother's music?
I am. You want to? Here's what I will say, and obviously, I've known him since he was born, so I've known him for a very long time. He is one of the most passionate people I've ever met, and his will and determination is actually pretty impressive because
Yeah.
I'm lazy.
Yeah.
I'm lazy, but he works. He works hard, and he's trying to get better. Look, we all got stuff we're embarrassed about.
Yeah, you just embarrassed me, Colin. We figured,
Yeah, see,
We got to embarrass you back.
we all got stuff where
when you-
maybe we regret and stuff like that. So
He's trying to get better.
He's a young man.
You saw the whole internet fiasco with him when he defended the
Yeah,
N-word.
yeah. That-
What was your big brother advice?
Right.
I said, that's not. You're not gonna win that one, buddy. You're not gonna win that one. I told him. I said, you might want to rethink whatever it is you're doing. That
I don't know about that
that's
one.
not really. It's not really for us to say. But I love him.
Fuck with Colin.
I love him. He's my brother, and I love him dearly.
Tell him, bring him up here one day. Let's put him to the MC
Yeah,
test.
there
all
you
right?
go.
Okay, all right. So here is knowledge of self.
Yeah, the game. Knowledge yourself. We took some quotes from you and your father, so we're going to see if you can guess what movies they came from.
Oh, geez.
Ready?
Okay.
Clip number 1.
You won't like it. It's non-alcoholic.
That's me.
That is you. What movie?
That's the Great Buck Howard.
Oh, no, it's not. It's
No.
King Kong.
Oh, geez.
Just watched it
Okay.
yesterday.
When you hand Jack Black the alcohol.
Okay.
Clip
I
number
would hope
2.
so when I hand him the alcohol. You won't like it. It's non-alcoholic.
DB, you didn't have to tell him that.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay.
Tell me what you want me to do. You want me to take you out of here? Just let you run away?
Green Mile?
You are correct.
Okay.
Damn.
Damn, that's Tom Hanks. I didn't like the end of that movie.
Oh my God, Sway. Sway face change.
That should have been on the poster. I didn't like the end of that movie.
All right, let's go clip number 3.
The wedding, the cars, this honeymoon, remodeling mom's house, our new house, it adds up.
See, okay. I don't know. That's me. I know that's me. They changed the name of the movie after I made it. Is it my mom's new husband or boyfriend?
It's Lucky.
Wow.
Colin, do you know your word, bro?
No.
He said he was
I
lazy, Sway.
I watch it like once and then that's it.
All right, one more.
All right, let's do one more.
I want him to go out a winner.
Yeah, you're going to get it.
Couldn't it be like a robot that turns into something like a bug or something?
So easy.
Oh, okay. That. Gee. Okay. That's okay. This is weird because people tell me all the time that I sound like him, and that one I was like, "What movie?" I don't remember saying that. That's big.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, he got it!
He got it.
That's big.
It's a Family Guy.
I really did think that was me for like a split second. That's
Yeah,
weird.
Man, that's pretty good, man.
I get it now.
Yeah, you did good. How many you get out right? 3 out of 4?
You got 2 out of 2.
2 out of 2.
2 out of 4. I'm sorry.
2 out of 4.
That's batting 500.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's not bad. That's not bad. Colin Hanks, ladies and gentlemen. Hey, man, it's an absolute joy to have you
Yeah,
come on
man.
the
Thank
show,
you so
man.
much. You guys are great.
And
Thank
please send our love to your mom.
you. I will most definitely.
And your pops.
I will.
And tell your brother we're trying to see him soon.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Most definitely.
All right, cool. We also want to thank our guests that came by today. Have the B.
Yeah, we had Kunal Nair. I'm sorry, I was about to call him Kunal Noir. Kunal Nair. He stopped by from the Big Bang Theory. It comes on Monday. Y'all support him. And also, he has that book. It's called My Accent is Real. That's out as well.
And Life in Pieces is on right after his show.
Yeah,
Mondays.
that's right.
Yes,
Perfect.
okay.
So
Thank you, Colin.
I got to say that.
Yes, you do.
On CBS. And then
CBS.
also, we want to thank Andre Berto, who just fought and lost against Floyd Mayweather. But he won, in a sense, because he walked away with $7 million.
Yeah.
So I would love to fight and lose to Mayweather for $7 million.
Yeah.
We want to thank our MCs that came up here. Ellis from Baltimore.
Yeah.
Ocean Grown. Get that. Easy Money.
Woo.
Make sure you pick up his album.
Yeah,
also,
man.
Landon Battles, Black Gold. Pick that up as well. And who else did we get? Did we miss anybody right there? Wasn't there anybody else there?
I feel like we covered the whole gamut.
Okay.
That's it.
Monday show, we got Andy Cohen coming by.
We sure do.
Nice.
Demetrius Johnson is going to be here. Vilmer Calderama is going to be here as well.
Wilmer.
Wilmer. I
Yeah.
said Vilmer. Okay,
Yeah.
Wilmer is coming by.
Yeah.
Cootie and Wilmer is going to kill me for that too. He's not coming?
He's using our studio. He's not going to be.
Who put Wilmer here? He ain't coming.
We saw him.
Oh, Q.
Lies.
Remember he snitched on me earlier, Sway? I got to snitch
Why
back.
is Wilmer's not coming for real?
He just using the studio.
Damn.
I needed to know that.
I feel like we just learned something.
That's a fine for Cootie and Chike, directors of the upcoming Muhammad Ali documentary, is coming as well.
Really?
That's nice.
Yes, I'm actually doing a cameo in that.
Ooh, oh.
I say that in front of Colin because I know he's directing and doing a
Doing
lot of different things,
stuff, and
you
then the
know.
ESPN connection.
Yeah,
Get
man,
you
we're
in.
gonna make that. Are you serious about the fishing show,
Oh,
bro?
wait, well, I'll mention something.
Just make a call.
Okay,
Sway
you know
for
how
life.
big it would be if you and I teamed up to do a fishing show?
Oh, now you're talking.
Emmys. All right, Tracy, how could you be reached?
Twitter, Instagram citizens, hit me up over the weekend at It's Tracy GITS TerryACYG and visit she'sbeautyandthebeast.com.
Heather?
Citizens, drink recipes. It is football weekend. Go to the happy hour with heatherb.com. You can hit me up at the happy hour WHB, Instagram and Twitter. We had a great show. You missed any part of it? SiriusXM.com/on-demand.
I'm at Real Sway on Twitter and Instagram, Sway Calloway on Facebook and Snapchat. You can see all the great videos. And Colin, your social media is?
Colin Hanks, 1L, COLINHANKS.
We have nothing left to say.
One day.
It's Sway in the morning, only on Shade 45.